boy. How about that? I guess we're going with that. All right, it's not horrible. I got to turn a little. So what's up, everybody? I tell you, last night's live stream is one that I would like to have back. You know, I feel like I've been okay this summer, if I can say that. Phish has been better than me, and last night it was official. They're definitely better than me. And I thought it just really, I listened to the second half of the second set last night, and while I still didn't think it was great, it was probably better than I thought. Chomp Dust was rocking. I called it Chomp Dust. Right there was a problem. Hey, what's up, Forbin? Hoping to steer some people away from that recap. You know, I wonder if like as soon as I was done, as you saw, I don't know if you saw it. Then I had the hey, what's up, Dan Z, Danielle, Russell, Eric, C Stone. I don't know how everybody else felt about the show. I haven't even. It was one of the shows where I was like, I'm not even looking at comments. I don't need to hear people tell me I'm wrong this morning, especially when I was wrong. Sometimes people tell me I'm wrong, and I'm like, nope. I dig my heels in the sand, and I'm like, that sucked. They rarely do they suck. And even a song like The Line I thought was pretty cool last night. Like if they rarely play that, like just once every 100 shows, that'd be awesome. Hey, what's up, everybody? Whoa, getting way too many chats to keep up with. What's happening? Okay, so Abe thought something was missing last night. All right, so maybe I'm not totally crazy. I think the Pillow Jets was a thumbs down. You know, if they're just going to play Pillow Jets and not do anything with it to make it a little extra, then I'm not really a big fan. McGrupp was really good. And that's a song that certainly they can't just wing that. They need to be prepared for that, and they were. You know, last year at Deer Creek, I was lucky I got a McGrupp, and that one was very good, too. I think it's just time, like, I think maybe like it's like I think they're better now than they were several years back. Like they had some hot years through the teens. 2015 was great, 2017 was great, but then maybe like 16 not so great, maybe 19 was kind of hit and miss. Even when 21, when they came back, and 21 was such a great year, there were still some nights when maybe the playing wasn't real sharp. Sometimes you wonder, did they practice that song or did they just decide to play it? McGrupp's Your Magnet song? No way. I think almost every show has consistently been really good. You know, the first part of the tour, I was like, well, they've had all this extra time off. They've been practicing. But now they're not getting the extra time off, and they're still playing really well. So it's just time for me to realize, yeah, they're just really good right now. Not that I ever thought they weren't, but they're always, I mean, dude, going back a decade ago, I made the statement that I thought they were done with, like, legendary shows. I actually said that. Said the days of these guys playing legendary shows are pretty much over. And then the next night they played a legendary show, and they've played like 100 more since then, including the entire Baker's Dozen New Year's run. So I don't know. I tried to write them off a decade ago, and I was wrong. And then throughout the last decade, it's been like, you know, they're just not as, like my friends that maybe don't listen, that listened in the 90s and 1.0 guys, look, yeah, they're still pretty good, you know. It's obviously it's not 1994, 97 anymore. I don't know, but it is 2025, and they've had some amazing jams. They've had some, they're busting out songs that we don't get a lot, and they're playing them well. Russell mentioned the Game Hinge at MSG, although the sloth kind of ruined that whole thing. That slow-ass sloth. Mexico 24, best this century. What do you mean? You're like the overall run? The chalk, wasn't there like an amazing chalk dust down there that year? What do you mean specifically? Ninja Cat Matt. No cats today. Not even the neighbors. You know, we might get the neighbor's cat if they show up. Yeah, that's about the only thing missing. The Harpua, Forbin, Famous Mockingbird. Now that would really tell us where they're at, because I don't think they've played a Famous Mockingbird really super clean in a long time. Even Mary was bitching about the first tube last night. I'm like, what the hell do you know? She was like, does this sound weird? I'm like, well, it's kind of a weird song. I mean, I just got to say, I don't even know that. I mean, I think she knows first tube. Certainly she's heard it, but I didn't know she was like some kind of a first tube connoisseur. I'm like, what? I don't know. It sounds like first tube to me. Like it wasn't, you know, sometimes the guitar isn't like perfectly clean through there. But the way that song's written, it's not ever going to sound real perfectly clean. No cashew sighting, Dan. Yeah, I know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because sometimes I think it's the narration that stops them from doing all of that. Like, do they, speaking of them getting old, like some people felt like, and I don't know if I'm buying into this, like when like the final third of the show is not so strong, that it's an age thing. I think people maybe mentioned like night two at the Man had a rough tail end because of the heat or something. I don't know. I haven't got it yet, Eric. I have not got it. I know I was thinking at one point last night I was feeling a What's the Use. So I think What's the Use is going to go in. Probably going to go back to back on the Train. I was even thinking about Train song. I got about 14 songs in there written down. Late in the show last night, what was it like during, maybe it was during the Chomp Dust slash Encore. I finally had one good night, and then I think I'm back. I think I was back to one, just browsing at the picks. Now, I didn't do a 100% assessment of the picks, but I saw one guy hit 4 out of 5. I feel like that's pretty good on a night like last night. On a night just like tonight. On a night like last night, where they were kind of all over the place with the songs. Most songs in the first set hadn't even been played this year, including The Line. Somebody hit a life saving gun opener. I thought that was a very good call. Jerry's Lost Finger the night before called Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then they teased, we're off to see the wizard. Yeah, you're right. As far as age and taking care of themselves, it does go a long way. But then, there's some rock bands that didn't take care of themselves that, although they were not as on fire, 40 years in. The bands that didn't take care of themselves. Yeah, you're right. Fuego's coming. You're right. That is another one. Um, I forget what all I had. So it's one of them nights where I'm gonna have to narrow it down to 5. Maybe pick one of those songs as an opener. I will say also, my Lifeboy long shot last night was borderline. I've been looking at some people's long shots, and I'm like, I'm not sure if this person knows what a long shot is. I was a little bit guilty of that last night. See, Lifeboy, and it is right on the brink. Previous to 24, it certainly would have been a long shot. But then I think they played it like 3 times last year, maybe once already this year. Ooh, Slave opener, huh? Yeah, Slave was on the list. Almost didn't want to call Slave though; it's so cliche. But I love it. They could end every 3 night run with a Slave to the Traffic Light or late in the show. Just don't double it up again. Like they've doubled up Slave. They doubled it up with Hood, and then they doubled it up with what, like Drift While You're Sleeping or something? Or was it the other one? Drift While You're Sleeping's little companion. Never remember the name of that song. What's the other one they played that night? They played one in the first set, the other one in the second set, right there with Slave. It was not Drift While You're Sleeping. It's the other one. What is that other one? It's even worse. Worse. Because Drift While You're Sleeping has some fans, somehow. Hey, Colonel Forbin's there in Chicago tonight. Maybe we'll get it. Jay thinks Attila. What was that? Oh, more, please, no. No, it's like damn near going there and not about to run. Um, Although I think it is a Ghost of the Forest song and a Phish song. Life Beyond a Dream. Thank you. Who got that? Yes, Jay Adawaya got that. I know Dom, a very good McGrupp too, huh? How you doing? Oh, Dom, you're the guy who lost your dog, aren't you? A while back. I think I recall your name. Hope you've recovered from that. I'm sure, like everything, time, like they say, time heals all wounds. Sometimes I already think about that. Our cats are just babies still, They're a year, 2 years old, and I already think about how much it's going to suck when they're not around. You got some ticks in the 300s? That's all right. I don't really mind the nosebleeds anymore. Free, all right. Ooh, as an opener even. It's coming tonight is all you got to do is say it 3 times. I wish it worked that way with like wingsuit, wingsuit, wingsuit. That's one that I'd like them to bring back. It's probably coming too. They've been playing a lot from the Fuego album. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. You got a relative, huh? So it's kind of that's a little connection there. Hey, what's up, King of Cleveland? This is not a Quinshon Judkins live stream, believe it or not. You might be onto something because Christopher, because they certainly have been very good. I couldn't put my finger on what it was. Um, if I take myself right back to before the forced hiatus due to the Omicron or whatever the hell that was, uh, yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe the time off, maybe it's as simple as like it was almost taken away from them. I don't know. I just feel like they have rededicated to practicing, and then all the new. It's a part of the good. Part of what's helping too is the new stuff is actually good. Instead of them releasing like a Big Boat album, and then we're getting a bunch of Big Boat songs, we got Evolve with a bunch of Evolve songs. So that has definitely picked it up a notch. We're getting all the old stuff that we've always loved, and then the new stuff is good for the most part. Here he comes. Here comes the neighbor's cat. What's up, buddy? Trying to get on this YouTube action? You've been hearing about Rose and Floppy getting attention? No, I don't know. He don't really like me picking him up, though. I'll pick him up. You guys can all take a look. This is Cashew. Yes. Oh, he's like, I can pick him up. We're going to be cat sitting for Cashew soon. Don't be so sad. I'll put you down. He's a little guy, dude. He weighs like a feather compared to Human Nature. They played Sightless Escape. Hey, what's up, Cashy D? Hey, there's Cashy, the other Cashy. He's just like a little thing, man. Picking Floppy up, I feel like I'm gonna throw my back out. Floppy weighs 15 pounds, Cashew weighs 9 pounds. And both being black cats, they're like, what's up with you? They look at like, he doesn't care about Rose at all. Cashew can't stand Rose, won't give her the time of day. But he's into Floppy. He's like, what's up with you? You look kind of like me. You're like a big version of me. Kind of gives him the Larry David, Now he's just laying there. Look at him. If my back porch wasn't such a mess, I'd flip the camera around and show you, but I'm embarrassed. I got dead leaves and sticks, weeds, the recycle bin. I need to do this when tour's over. Hey, what's up, Professor Joe's mom? She becoming a big fan? Are you at your mom's house? Well, that's Sunday morning. That's a go visit my parents type of thing. Unless you're a horrible son like me. You never go visit your mom. I go over there sometimes. When I need something. You want him to do 3 shows in Merriweather, huh? Is that how that... Oh, really? City of Columbia might push back. I don't know if I'd want all those Phish fans in my town for 3 days either. Really. Is that Sears still there? I know we lost our Sears. Did Columbia, Maryland keep their Sears over there by Merriweather? Probably Concerts kept that Sears in business. No, I got a nice... I think they're calling for you, Cashew. They're looking for you. I love it. Sometimes they're looking for Cashew, and he's just over here chilling in my yard with me. What's up, buddy? You gonna go home? He does a lot. Unfortunately, he does a lot of killing in this yard. I'm not a big fan of that, He got a cardinal recently. That should be against the law in Ohio. That's our state bird. I called the police and was like, yeah, we got a cat here. He just killed one of our state birds. What do I do? They're like, he's a cat. I'm like, all right, you're right. Good point. Fair point. They don't even hire cats. They hire dogs, he said. That's right. That's why I like you. I saw a meme recently. It was talking about cats versus dogs, and the guy was basically like, look, my cat ain't never going to work for the police. I was like, good point, dude. Good point. Neither are mine. Whoa, dude, you guys are killing me on the chat. Danielle, mound, huh? I think Spud's been calling a mound for a while. That's one that I forget about. Now, that's another one that would be a test of just how sharp are they and how much have they been practicing. Because you can't just wing mound. You can't be like, hey, let's play mound. They better be ready. Oh, cool. You're going to SPAC? Good deal. Hey, what's up, Steely Matt? Didn't see you there. Rift in Boulder, yes, the one that I totally forgot about. Rift is one that has kind of somewhat been in the regular rotation, though, so that one wouldn't surprise me if they've been killing that one. Oh, okay, cool. I know. That's my problem. My problem is when the list gets too long. Speaking of Spud, is it too early for Spud? Spud is a late nighter. Spud stays up late. Let's check out this top fans thing. I see it on Phish's streams. Forbin, Joe. Joe, you're number 2. Damn, Joe. I saw like one of your comments. Colonel Forbin and Forbin777. We're getting the Forbins tonight. Come on. Colonel Forbins are the top fans. It looks like an old skateboard logo. All right. I don't know how all that works, but Forbin777, you're the number 1 fan in this live stream. The medal is still on the line. I think occasionally I mention the medal in the picks videos. If I do forget to mention it, it is still on the line every night. It's not one of those things where it's like, nah, it wasn't on the line last night. Sorry, I didn't mention it. Oh, no, Peyton, I hope not. Unless they do what they did in Columbus. They just play Axilla 2 and don't try to jam. We're talking Sin of a Mule. Yeah, it's way overdue. You know what's cool in the picks? You write Soam. You kind of get 2 picks out of that. You can be like, I met Melt. If they play Mule, you can be like, I met Mule. Kind of do the same thing with Waves. I noticed somebody called Waves last night. The guy that was 4 out of 5, he also had Waves. And I was like, if they play Ruby Waves, I'm going to give him his 5. I think he probably meant Waves. Most people would write Ruby Waves or R Waves. I noticed someone wrote R Waves. I shorten songs, but UBY wouldn't have been that hard, dude. R Waves, you couldn't write Ruby. I mean, I'm into abbreviating, don't get me wrong, and shortening all this, but... And I really appreciate the people, you don't have to do this, but I like the people that go opener, pick 5, and then their long shot, like in that order, almost like in a line, like not single file, but over top of one another, you know, vertically, north to south. I would never bet on a brother. See, brother's a true long shot. That's always going to be a plus number. Ruby Wave certainly is due. Last couple of nights, I feel like my picks haven't really included a potential second set jam vehicle. I know, R Waves. It reminds me of that great joke by Norm. He said, ID, you know, it's short for identification. The D is for identification. The I is for I. It's like not a very even breakup there, you know what I mean? Like identification, that D gets a lot of the word. He was the best, man. He was the absolute best. I was glad that Shane did the ESPYs the other night and kind of honored Norm a little bit at the ESPYs. Like if you go out there and you do to that kind of crowd, if you behave like Norm, you're gonna bomb. And he kind of bombed, but I thought it was hilarious. The Travis Hunter joke was perfect. I'm sure my dad would appreciate the Caitlin Clark jokes. For some reason, my dad's a Caitlin Clark hater. I don't know why. I'd hate to say that my dad is a sexist pig, but I kind of think he might be. Like, why would you hate Caitlin Clark? I was between Waves and Piper. I was between R, Waves, and Piper. Kind of confused there. I have no opinion on CC. Yeah, I mean, I think she's good at basketball. I think she's probably been great for women's basketball, but I don't really watch her. You know, I'm not acting like I'm some super fan. I think I did watch them when Iowa was in the championship game or something. Yeah, Shane's hilarious, isn't he? Yeah, she has been injured. I think you're right. I like that other girl on her team, too, the blonde. Don't tell Mary that. Mary thinks I only like blondes, but it's not true. Some blondes I really like. Hey, what's up, Ben Sleeper? Isabella, yes, I have been seeing that. Yes, and then Shane's joke the other night when he shouted out his friend's wife and claimed that she was in the WNBA and people cheered. He was like, she's not in the WNBA. I knew you people didn't pay attention. Uh-oh, where you going, bud? It's funny, this morning I seen him, but there's a little tree over here, and last night when it was raining, this rabbit, it's the smallest tree ever, but this rabbit used my tiny little maple tree as shelter. And that rabbit sat there for like an hour this morning. Cashew was all over that spot. I'm like, you missed him, bud. You missed him by about 12 hours. He's like, yeah, but I can still smell him. He's on the prowl for something. He'll probably come running by with a mole or a chipmunk in his mouth. That's the worst, dude, when he gets a chipmunk. I was pretty bummed out about the cardinal, but when I see him flying by with a chipmunk in his mouth one day, they're so cute. Who would kill a chipmunk? Him. And then they hate it. He brings them home. He's got like a little cat door too. Sometimes he brings a live animal into the house. And then other times he just leaves a mess of guts and blood on their back porch. He's a cat, man. He's a killer. Yeah, we've got a cat around here in the neighborhood. I think we have an owl. I'm not positive, but I think the owl tried to get this cat because it's all messed up, including a cut on its back. I mean, it looks like somebody took an X-Acto knife and just sliced like a 3-inch cut on its back. And we've gotten it to drink some water and eat some food, but oh yeah, I'm still listening to Gizzard. Oh yeah, funny, they're going to be firing up right about the time Phish is done. I'll probably recap a couple of their shows. I think in the month where Phish is gone, though, I'm mostly just going to lay low. I'm not a big Spafford fan at all. And it's funny, that guy asked about King Gizzard. My friend and I, we liked Spafford he liked him more than me. In fact, he listened to a bunch of shows. He got me to listen to a show, and I was like, that's pretty cool. The next night, I listened to King Gizzard, gave them like the third try. And the third try was indeed the charm, because I instantly fell in love with King Gizzard. I sent him some stuff to listen to. He instantly fell in love with King Gizzard. And I don't think either one of us has listened to 1 minute of Spafford since then. And at one point I joked to him. Something came out. We were watching a King Gizzard show. I think it was like the Austin show last year. And we agreed how great it was. And I texted him. I was like, remember when we thought Spafford was cool? I mean, they still are cool, but we went way far off the Spafford train. Oh, really? They ghosted a bass player, huh? What's going on with all these jam bands and rotating members? I know Phish had that a little bit at the beginning with Jeff, but I mean, that was a very, very, very early days. It's not like Phish got 8 to 10 years into their career and then started ditching members. Is Goose ever going to settle on a drummer? Haven't they had like 4 drummers throughout the history of Goose? Yeah, I was thinking, that's what I was about to say, Danielle. I'll probably lay low in between this run of Phish shows and the next run of Phish shows. I might do some member stuff. In fact, I have gotten some new members. I got to do some member requests. I may not open it up to every member. Sorry if you're a paying member. Sorry. I appreciate you. But the new ones like Ben and the Bacon Slayer and English Brent, they've all been new members here in just the last couple weeks. They haven't had a shot at a recap request at all. Their first show, favorite show, something like that. Man, this is one of the times when I actually need my desktop. I guess I should have known, though. When Phish is on tour, my live streams get a few more people, a few more chats. Oh, you're going to Field of Vision, huh? Just your wristbands. Well, that's hardcore. That's very 90s style. That's basically how I went to the first Bonnaroo. I took a couple cans of tuna fish, a milk jug of water, and maybe some crackers. I wasn't prepared at all, is what I'm getting at here. Some money. Had a knife in my car. I remember that. I remember that really freaked me out. I had a toolbox in my car, and inside the toolbox was like a switchblade or a knife. It looked like a knife you mean to do something bad with, not this isn't a butter knife. This wasn't like a tool knife. They confiscated it. I was like, no, you can have that thing. I totally did not even realize that was in there. I'm not the kind of guy, I'm not trying to bring a knife to a festival. I bring a jug of water to a festival. Like that one guy, that one night, Life Beyond a Dream. It brought a jug of orange juice to a knife fight. Slave. Killed him. Purple Rain. Oh, Dan's looking for a Purple Rain, huh? I bet you Cashew would like a Purple Rain. The best Phish Chicago show? Probably that. Didn't they play one at the UIC in 94? Was it June 18th, 94? There's a really good one in 94, right? At UIC. Oh, Bulls on Parade. That would be awesome, Greg. They're not going to do Bulls on Parade, though. But that would be awesome. Okay, yeah, everybody seems to agree that 94 show. Yeah, that thing was sick, right? That's probably in my top 10 shows, maybe. Top 10 shows always. Chocolate Rain. They did play Chocolate Rain one time, believe it or not. Steely Matt. Maybe you knew that. Oh, the Chicago Box. Yeah, you're right. They did Sabotage. That's two different songs, though. All right. Maybe not. Maybe not. Some teenage angst. Because, you know, this is a young crowd full of angst. Phish fans. These young fans, though, I love them, but still kind of confused by Phil going to a show and wanting to be sheltered from the drugs. What's going on? I went to my first show, didn't really enjoy the show because nobody gave me drugs. Mary said the same thing. She's like, I've been to 3 Phish shows. Not a single person has tried to give me drugs. I don't know. I guess that's because you're with me. They're like, nah, that guy's a narc, dude. That YouTube guy's a narc. Don't give him anything. I'd kill for a hit of your DMT at a Phish show. I wouldn't tell anybody. You referencing the St. Louis show? I remember that. Gloria. They played Gloria. That was pretty cool. That would have been, if you were a blues fan, that would have been pretty awesome. Didn't like if they happened to have, they did have a show the night Ohio State lost a game to Georgia in the Final Four. They missed a field goal just as the clock was hitting midnight. And it'd have been cool, though, if they had won, they had made that field goal, and then somehow Phish got word and they started playing like the Ohio State song, sounding like a marching band. That would have been awesome. But yeah, that got me interested. Like, why the hell is Gloria like this anthem for the blues? I remember getting into that. I don't even know if that's noteworthy enough. You know, the Steelers beating the Browns, that's old hat at this point. Although we might be catching the Steelers with the worst quarterback. I don't know who the hell Cleveland's quarterback is going to be. I don't think anybody does. But I think it's going to be better than Pittsburgh's quarterback. Oh, A-Rod. Yeah. A-Rod, dude, he's got a ponytail like me. Would you trust me being your quarterback? Mm-mm. Okay, Christopher, Lonesome Cowboy Bill. That is a bad memory, Steely Matt. I was listening to Phish, watching the game. I might have paused Phish for that field goal, probably, I would hope. Not only that, the long touchdown pass that they gave up before all that, Matt. It was just like, well, it's all they even if Georgia scores, they just can't let them score fast. And Georgia scored like 80 yards in one play or something. Well, enough about that. Oh, that's right. They got DK Metcalf. I think he's a beast. But you're right. They would have needed both him and Pickens. I saw on .net the other night. I'll have to read it again. Because it was, I don't really, it's like I wasn't planning on reading the .net review. That was like a baseball review. But then I just kind of kept reading and reading. You know, you ever read something that you think you don't care about, and then it gets more interesting as you're reading? There's actually a .net review that way. And I do occasionally check in on the .net reviews. I occasionally watch Shador's brother on YouTube, Shiloh, down in Tampa. He's having fun. Oh, you're right. It's been a while since a Frankenstein. I got a Frankenstein with a keytar once. I think it was way back in, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got a 2.0 keytar at Alpine. I could be wrong about that, though. Nah, man, I think I did. I think they played Frankenstein with the keytar. Was it in Vegas? No. I think it was at Alpine in 2.0. I don't know. I remember most of my shows, things from them. He does have a good personality. Seems like a good dude. Okay, it was Alpine. Thank you, Instant Regret. It's nice having people here live. See, I would do this for the recaps more often, but I haven't been able to figure out this reverse thing. Um, Maybe I have today vertically. I don't know. But for some reason, I don't know what happened. When I started doing live streams, it was all like everything was backwards. So you'd be looking at the whiteboard, everything would be backwards. And I get too distracted. It's all I'd take one glance at my camera and be like, hey, what's up, Ben Sleeper? Start talking to people. Oh, we got a lot of Jason Bogdan called out the whole set. That's awesome. What are you doing? Oh, there he goes. Where you going, bud? Cashew's torn. Oh, he's going home. He's going home. He's going home. Let me take a look at this set Jason's put together for us. Okay, Piper, Wilson. Well, they just played 2001 last night. Magilla. That would be awesome. Tweezer. Jesus, you put together some set there, Jason. That would be incredible, but Brian and Robert Albuquerque, huh? Really slowing us down after that fluff head. I did not go to 8/1/98. My first show was 7/23/99. Was not really on board yet either, believe it or not. Went to another show in 2000, still was not hooked. Really didn't become hooked until during the hiatus. That first Bonnaroo while Phish was on hiatus really kind of set me down this sort of jam band path. And more appreciation for Phish after seeing Trey there. And then by the time they came back in 03, I was a big fan. So, hey, what's up, Rolling Thunder? Appreciate you making some picks. Who's number one here? I don't understand my top fans. That or I'm just very, I haven't seen, but maybe 15 to 20% of the comments here in the chat, so possibly. You didn't go until 2.0, but you had heard Endless Tapes. I mean, that's kind of how I was. I went to a couple of shows, but I just went with my friends that were fans. I heard it was cool. There was a party environment, you know, that kind of nonsense. Oh, wow. I should be doing that more often. Should have done that a long time ago. All right. Well, Rolling Thunder, so have mine. Most people's have been. Most nights, you know, we get somebody that hits a 3 or a 4, even a couple of times a 5 for 5. But most nights, people are doing pretty horrible. Although last night, a whole bunch of people hit 3. I don't know, by a whole bunch. I think as I was going through, maybe 8 or 9. And I haven't officially done it either. I definitely need to go back and look at, take another look, just in case. But now that I know for sure someone hit 4, it'll be real easy to eliminate people. Like, I can just look at their picks, and right off the top, it's like, oh, Sigma, back on the train. They did not play those. Those people did not hit 4 out of 5. I don't even have to look at all 5 of their songs. You've been doing terrible after the 5 for 5? Well, I'd like to say I've been doing terrible since the 4 for 5, but there's only been one show or something. 2 shows at the most. No, it was just one show ago. I did hit 4. Then I was right back to 1 last night. I still haven't hit an opener. I still haven't hit a long shot. So if you're making picks and you're not doing real well, don't feel bad. Most of us are not. Seems like it's only going to take a couple of good nights to get you in the running. Rob Humphrey had a couple of good nights. I don't know what's the next show I'll be at. I do not know. Nothing planned for this year. Maybe next summer. Hopefully they come to like Deer Creek or something next summer. Even the Nutter Center would be even better in the fall. Well, they're not doing anything in the fall, but you got an outstanding McGrupp. And the 2001 was probably better than I am giving it credit for. Greg, I'm that way too sometimes. Like as soon as they played Life Saving Gun last night, I was like, they're going to play Pillow Jets. And they did not play What's the Use last night, but there was a point where I felt like What's the Use was coming. But you're right, there's occasionally a time. It's almost like betting on a sporting event. It's like so much easier once the event has started. You get a little bit of a feel for it, but then the odds have changed. So yes, there are times when the show's going when I'm like, oh man, this is coming. But yeah, I don't know. That's because we listen to a lot of Phish. And I know while every show is different, they do have a bit of like a built-in formula. Like that this is what we do, kind of. And then some nights it gets way off the rails. But some nights they open with Harry Hood. Oh, that's the worst when you have something as your long shot and then you give up. Um, I think I definitely have done that. Or have something as the, and then like the other night I had 46 Days as the opener and they encored it. They opened with Hood. Come on. We're just yanking our chains now. I did see, I lied. I said I didn't really look at the comments. I did look at the most recent comments from last night. And I don't think any of those were bad. I saw like 3 recent comments, and at least one person did appreciate it was supposed to be funny when I was talking about the Seven Below thing. And I'm like, did they really just forget to sing? Or was that whole thing planned? And then I looked back at the camera and I was like, boy, that was some plan they hatched. It's just really funny to me. At least one guy appreciated it. It probably just went right past everybody else. But I'll leave you with this. What do you guys think? Was that Seven Below thing planned? Or did they just forget to sing? And then at a set break, it was pointed out, hey, you guys didn't even sing in Seven Below. And they were like, all right, well, we'll do a verse. Yeah, they are. You're right. They are. There was even songs that were all a big part of the. They go into the lab. They're like, theme from the bottom goes into the potion. Fuego's in the potion. Somehow Rift is even in the potion. Oh, I've got an ant crawling on my tripod. Can't have that. I think they forgot to sing too. I really did. Okay, a lot of people think they forgot. Good call. Yep. It was unplanned. Most events aren't planned. Good call. And then that was cool what they did there with the Down with Disease and finished it up there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think Paige missed the cue? I should go back and listen. Good call. No, not a bug. You're right, though. Bug is part of the potion somehow. It's all that Jovi. I don't even know slam on Jovi. She's a young lady. Kid. She's a kid, not even a young lady. She's a little girl. So I'm not going to sit here and bash on Jovi. But I feel like anytime they're anywhere near Michigan, they're going to play fucking Bug. So they're like, Jovi might be here. It's her favorite song. Yeah, well, we all got favorite songs, too. Right? It's the Jovi special. Anybody named after Bon Jovi should not be getting requests. All right? Boom. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. Hopefully this steered you away from last night's recap. I thought kind of sucked. Phish is officially better than me. More consistent. All right, guys. Boom. I do too, Russell. You were there? Chicago Coke references. No, I don't know. Maybe. I didn't consider that. I don't really think of Coke when I think of Chicago, though. I think of wind. All right, guys. Boom. We're out of here. Peace out, Jason. Jovi Bug. Instead of Bon Jovi, it's Bug Jovi. I like that. Good one. I like that one, Cashy. Jerry's Lost Finger. What's up, man? I saw earlier I was bragging about your Somewhere Over the Rainbow / Wizard of Oz thing. Jacqueline. We're out of here, Jacqueline. Tila. Oh, wait, you're not Tila. You're Danielle. Oh, I'm sorry. You're Mr. Dwyer, as I misidentified you. I think. All right, we're out of here. Boom. You guys have a good show tonight. Hopefully I have a better one.